what needs to be done. Right. So when you're ready, Neil.
The transcendentalist Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "The first wealth is health." Whether it be walking to class or utilizing the Miller Center, the vast majority of Wake Forest students perform some type of cardio or weightlifting exercise. This is good. So when we look at the physical activity period, we can see that aerobic activity and strength training is very important.
You slide the laptop a little bit.
However, mobility training is often left out of this whole picture. Mobility training is just a general term for increasing flexibility and/or muscle recovery through stretching. According to the Undergraduate Bulletin of 2011, Exercise for Health, aka HES 101, is a laboratory course on physical fitness that covers weight control, cardiovascular endurance, muscular strength, and flexibility. Now, while students take HES 101, few actually take anything away from it. However, by implementing a required 3-hour class with an updated agenda, we could solve this problem. The introduction of a restructured class must have more than the necessary information to support its cause. I believe the primary reason that people don't take anything away from mobility in HES 101 is that we don't really understand the concept of flexibility other than just touching your toes. Additionally, the poor course structure really takes away from the course regimen, which also affects this. So what is flexibility? Flexibility, according to Reynolds in 2008 of the New York Times, is the intrinsic property of body tissues which determine the range of motion achievable without injury at a joint or group of joints. Now, granted, HES 101 does an excellent job of explaining the different types of stretching, such as static versus dynamic. Static is just holding a stretch, like touching your toes, whereas dynamic is doing more movement stretching exercises like high knees. Long-term stretching decreases muscular stiffness, and short-term stretching, as seen here, increases muscular range of motion. This is just a study done with gymnasts in which their quadriceps had an increased range of motion followed a long stretch in the workout. Now, my problem with HES 101 is the class is very narrow in scope. It's a 1-hour credit. That means two classes a week. People don't really care. They go to class. They just it's not going to affect their GPA. People don't listen in class. And because the class is shorter, you can't really explore non-traditional forms of methods. According to the syllabus I had when I took the class in fall 2012, there's only one dedicated lecture to flexibility, which isn't that much. Now, while the current HES 101 class does provide some instructions on basic stretching, it fails to expand to different types of non-traditional methods of mobility training. One example of this is foam rolling. Foam rolling is a type of self-myofascial release, which in jargon terms is simply deep tissue massage for your muscles. According to McDonald in 2012 of the Medicine Science Sport Journal, muscles become restricted due to overuse, which results in pain and diminished blood flow. Foam rolling serves to relax the muscle, stretch the fascia, and help you recover faster. According to Healy in 2014 of the Journal on Strength and Conditioning journal, post-exercise soreness decreased significantly differently than those who didn't do a foam rolling routine. Just so we can see here in a study with people who performed a sit and reach test, stretching beforehand drastically increased the hamstring rate of motion, as seen in the experimental group on the right. Now, flexibility doesn't always necessarily have to be associated with athletic performance or exercise. It can also just be done to increase your flexibility for day-to-day activities. One example of this is yoga. Yoga is a great way to perform flexibility in a group setting. It's a mind-body practice used to reduce stress and involves muscular activity and focus. According to Woodard of 2011 in the International Journal of Yoga, it alleviates back pain, lowers blood pressure, and increases flexibility. Yoga can be done individually or in group classes taught in the Miller Center. I encourage all of you to try it if you've never done it before. And before any of the gentlemen question my sexual orientation, I'll help you know that many athletic teams at Wake actually employ yoga routines on lighter recovery days to help increase their athletic performance. And I can go on and on about different